Thursday, April 30th. And I have to begin today's thought for the day by wishing Captain Tom a happy 100th birthday. And I sincerely hope that if I get anywhere near to 100, I have half his energy and I'm half as much an inspiration to anybody as he has been in this crisis. Happy birthday, Captain Tom. But the thought continues where we left off yesterday in John chapter 10. The beginning of the chapter talks about Jesus as the gate or the door for the sheep. And it goes on to say this: I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd sacrifices his life for the sheep. A hired hand will run when he sees a wolf coming. He will abandon the sheep because they don't belong to him, and he isn't their shepherd. And so the wolf attacks them and scatters the flock. The hired hand runs away because he's working only for the money and doesn't really care about the sheep. I am the good shepherd. I know my own sheep, and they know me. Just as my Father knows me and I know the Father, so I sacrifice my life for the sheep. I have other sheep too that are not in this sheepfold. I must bring them also. They will listen to my voice, and there will be one flock with one shepherd. You know, whenever I think about Jesus as the good shepherd, I can't help but think about Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I spoke yesterday about that picture of green pastures and still waters, and what a comfort it is to think of God in that way. But I've come across a couple of parodies of the 23rd Psalm that I want to share with you today, and they are all too familiar, too much kernels of truth. Listen to the first one. The clock is my dictator, I shall not rest. It makes me lie down only when exhausted. It leads me to the deep depression, it hounds my soul. It leads me in circles of frenzy for activity's sake. Even though I run frantically from task to task, I will never get it all done, for my ideal is with me. Deadlines and my need for approval, they drive me. They demand performance from me beyond the limits of my schedule. They anoint my head with migraines. My in-basket overflows. Surely fatigue and time pressure shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the bonds of frustration forever. Is that a picture of life as it once was? And maybe this is all too true of the new life we now find ourselves in if we're not careful. The TV is my shepherd, I shall not want. It makes me lie down on the sofa. It leads me away from the faith, it destroys my soul. It leads me to the path of lust and violence for the advertiser's sake. Even though I walk in the shadow of Christian responsibilities, there will be no interruption, for the TV is with me. Its cable and remote control, they comfort me. It prepares a commercial for me in the midst of my worldliness and anoints my head with secular humanism and consumerism. My covetousness runs over. Surely ignorance and laziness shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of Netflix, watching TV forever. Ouch. Bit too close to home at the moment. I did see a cartoon on Facebook that asked the question, is coronavirus the universe's equivalent of switching off and turning back on again. A cosmic reboot. I don't know. I don't think coronavirus is the way God chose to get our attention, but I do believe that he can use it for good. I do believe that if we understand that picture of Jesus as the good shepherd, then we need to understand that we need to listen for his voice. There's another picture in the Bible of a shepherd that is willing to leave the 99 sheep he already has to seek out the one that is lost. And we often use that picture to think about people that aren't yet Christians, to think about people outside the sheepfold. But you know, it can be true of sheep within the sheepfold too. Because sometimes we get lost on the far side of the pen. Sometimes we aren't paying attention when the shepherd comes to feed us, to talk to us, to lead us. So my thought for the day is this. Take a deep breath. Listen for the shepherd's voice. Discover where he wants to lead you today. Take some moments beside still waters, in green pastures. Hear his voice. Allow him to put you on his shoulders, to take you where he wants you to be. Spend time with the shepherd today. The shepherd that died so that you would know you belong to him. What a shepherd. Listen for his voice. Spend time with him today. Go wherever he leads you. That's my thought for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.